Welcome, everybody. This is the Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong. I'm here with my brother Jaquari Armstrong and Damon Armstrong. We have a special guest tonight, another family member who's strong and resilient, Lawrence Reid, man. How you doing today, Lawrence?
I'm doing good, fam. How you doing?
Doing good. I'm good. Jaquari,
Bud, what's
how
up?
you doing? How
What
you
is
doing
going
today?
on, bro?
Much,
How you
man.
doing today, Jaquari?
I'm doing
What up,
good,
little
man. I'm
bro?
doing good, man.
What's going on?
Happy to have this dude on finally, man. Shit. It was, we had a lot of separation over the years, man. But I seen him. The family reunion,
Oh yeah.
what was a couple years ago,
Yeah,
and the separation melted away, man.
yeah, no doubt.
I get a
Damon, how
feeling
about
like
you?
What's up?
Go ahead and finish, Jaquari.
no, you good. I was about to ramble. Go ahead.
You about to get in the ring. Damon, what's up, brother?
Hey man, it's same old thing, man. Glad to have you, young cuz little bro on the show. You know what I'm saying? Seldom seen. He back in the backwoods, so we got to send out
Hey,
we
you
got to
know what
send
it
a
is, man.
we
Send a
got to send a
beacon.
pigeon out. We got to send
Yeah.
that pigeon out.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm good too, man. I'm on the other side of a virus, not COVID, but they still got them other things out here in the air. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy. I feel blessed to be here, man. I'm glad to see you guys. You know what I'm saying? So let's
Real
go ahead and
talk.
kick this thing off. Lawrence, talk to us, baby boy. Tell our audience who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Lawrence Reid, man. Come from the King Malone family, and it's quite a few of us, man. Right now, I'm up in Minnesota doing my thing. I've been up here for whew, 20 years now,
Wow.
working at the juvenile center. I was going to school first, but transitioning to working with juveniles, and that's where I'm at, man. Got my own little family and whatnot, and I'm blessed, bro.
Okay. Okay. You know, you got siblings, brother. Where how many siblings do you have, and where are you in the birthing order?
Oh, siblings. Oh, six from moms. Oh man, I know he got other kids out there, man. I got two other siblings, Patrick and Jasmine,
Okay.
and I don't know the rest of them, man. To be honest with you, man, I ain't really been keeping up, man. He's kind of a rolling stone doing his thing. But it could be like 15 of us, honestly.
Not the Temptations wrote a song about it.
Ooh, ooh, I'm telling you, man. But it would be nice to meet the ones I don't know one day. But man, it
Yeah,
is what it is, man. So I count the six, you three, Patrick and Jazz, the ones I know.
got you. I got you. Uh, okay. Now, your brothers and sisters with your mom and your dad. What
And
kind of
out of them,
yeah? What kind of relationship do you have with them?
man, it's I love my siblings, man. If they need anything, they can call and say what's up. If I need anything, I know I can call them, man. We should probably be in more touch than we are, but hey, it is what it is, man. I'm a couple of 100 miles away out in Minnesota, so it's hard to get back and forth. I was just down there. What was it in November? So we all got together and did our little thing and ate and you know touched base with Aunt Jean and whatnot. And
Okay.
hey,
Okay.
but out of
Okay.
the order, I'm the oldest out of the six.
Okay.
So I don't really see how being the oldest really affects anything. But hey,
I
I
mean,
think out
do
of
they
all
call?
of us, my sister
Okay.
Rachel is probably the most responsible one. Let's be honest.
So let me ask you a question. Do they call you for advice, brother?
Sometimes not often, but if they need anything, they want to know anything, they know they can touch base with me, man.
Okay. Okay. Damon Jaquar, do you have anything?
Yeah, man. Give me them babies' names, man. Your kids,
Oh,
man. Talk about
oh, you talking about my oldest girl? Rihanna, she 20 now, out
Mm-hmm.
there working and
Wow.
doing her thing. And then my oldest boy, Zion, he's 16, talking about he need a job. And my baby boy, about to be 15, come July 15th, Tyson. So, and they bigger than me, which is, he's like, man, they obviously got y'all tired of the jeans when it comes to height.
I got you, dog. I got you, Damon. Um, what can you give us a little bit, or Jaquari, give us a little bit of what relationship with Lawrence, what you think about him, and all of that.
I mean, him and Terrence, man. It was it was five of us, man. We laid our heads under the same roof on many a night, man. It was it was it was siblings, man. Seriously, you know. I remember when all my cousins except Lawrence and a little bit of Terrence, but your brothers and sisters. I remember when they was born, man. Seriously, and
Yes, sir.
they
Yes,
was
sir.
they was my little brothers and sisters. That's how I felt. You know,
Mm.
it was it's unexplainable, man. It really is.
Well,
Damon.
here's the thing, bro, and I'm just gonna keep it real. I changed it. I remember when Lawrence was born. I changed his diaper. I used to keep him. You know what I'm saying? So I always been my little baby brother. You know what I'm saying? Made sure he ate, did all that, man. And that connection, man, that family connection and bond, man. It's just like a lot of times it seemed like it was us against the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we basically were like a tight knit family. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point where I left for college. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to, Lawrence, I know you remember. I used to every day. I used to walk up to your house and grab something to eat, check on everybody and stuff. Keep it moving.
Right?
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's just what it was. It was like that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, as far as when we struck out on our own, man, I was glad to see the fact that you guys were doing y'all thing. I was amazed that, man, when I started hearing, when you off living your own life, man, it's like, it is what it is. Life is what it is, man. But when I started hearing about the things that you was doing, man, you know what I'm saying, representing Pioneer, Ann Arbor, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I wish I'd have made a lot more of your games. You know what I'm saying? I wish I'd have been there to support and all that stuff. But hell, obviously you didn't need me because you did the damn thing.
Well,
So,
look, I gotta. I'll let you respond in a second, man. Because let me just say this: what it is I'm pretty much echoing the same things that both Damon and DeQuire are saying. But also, I want to give all respect to your mom. You know why? Because and we told you this last night. We knew your mother was crazy. Why we know she was crazy? Because
My God.
we was her first babies. Her, us, and my Jeannie's kids. So Aunt Cheryl babysits us all the time, and she gave us special love. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say that I'm proud. I know it was hard because she's no nonsense, but I'm proud of the fact of what she did and you guys because I got to give you guys most of the credit because all she could do is just give you an example. But you took the example and you moved on. And that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, quick story. I mess around and that's my auntie, man. So I always been close to her, man. So my report card came in, and I was like, I was hoping she was gonna be my buffer with my mom and dad. Man, she messed around. I had two A's, a B, and like two or three C's, man. And I was proud of that shit. Man, she gave me the business, man. She gave me the business for bringing seeds on, and I'm like, I'll take these seeds. You know, this is not easy. She was like, no, man. She put me on punishment, and I'm like, when my mom and dad get home, I ain't gonna be on this punishment. Man, they doubled down on that shit. And they doubled down on that, and she looked at me like, "Now I said I'm gonna get you." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You gonna play me? I'm gonna get you, man.
If it's one thing I learned dealing with Auntie, man, it's like, look, you just need to take the ride and just let it be over. Just let it in right here. Okay, shit.
Don't waste no time with it.
Nah.
Hey, look, let me acknowledge folks on Dominique Chauncey. What's up, brother? Love you, cuz.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, fam?
My wife, kid, she's on. You know what I mean? She's up there. She's watching us. Hey, honey, how you doing? Time to make the donuts.
Yeah.
Big Bill Scarborough, boy, we're going to have you on real soon, baby. Good to see you. Nate, thanks for representing. All right, Terrence. Lawrence, do you have anything else from what we said, or do you want to move on to something else? We're going to let you...
Man, I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret, man. Mom wasn't rough on us like y'all. Just to let y'all know. she, man, come on. Okay. We got whoopings, man. No, don't get me wrong. We got, our fair share. Yeah. But that reputation Mom had, that was long before us, man. That reputation was gone when she was dealing with us. Like she was straight fair. Hey, we knew what we could and couldn't do.
Yeah.
And then of course we pushed the limits, but man, what kid don't, right? But man, it's plenty of times I should have had my butt handed to me. Not. I was like, oh, okay. But I do remember one time she gonna ask me this question: do I want my whooping now or later? Me being funny, of course, later. Man, I'm outside playing, doing my thing, having more fun. Okay, you go home, take a bath, go to bed. 15 minutes into just falling asleep, I'm getting beat. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I'm like, this is the worst nightmare ever. And then I realized it's real. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, I thought you forgot. Nope. It's like, I'm going to hold on to that. So Mom didn't play no games, but at the same time, man, she wasn't, whole nother mom. Y'all got a whole nother situation, man.
Yeah, we did. No, she exercised her.
Hey, we got the ladder you described. That's what we got.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
She said sit down. When she said sit down, you needed to sit down, because if you didn't, she wasn't going to say, "Come here." She's going to say, "Come here."
It
was all
exactly. In that low voice, you're like, wait a minute. Something about to happen right now.
Yeah, man.
Something's about to happen.
All right,
like, she ain't never give me the business or whatever. She would always grab my collar and be like, and just calm me, be like, "I told you to sit down. I have to tell you." It's gonna be. And then she let me go,
man.
and she let me go and straighten my shirt out. I said, "Yo, this woman not fucking around, bro."
All right,
she's not fucking around, so you need to act accordingly.
I want to touch this because we kind of touched on it earlier, man. Just to get it out of the way, and now we're on this thing. Because what I usually do is ask a question in the beginning, then I ask it again later. Okay.
Okay.
This is the question I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Because as far as your father's concerned, right? Give us just a little bit, or as much as you want, on that relationship and where it may be going or may not be going.
That relationship, we don't really talk, man. Let's just be honest with you. But as far as any type of feelings I have about it, man, I love him to death, man. That's my old man. It's that simple. You know, a lot of situations where, from my point of view, he stayed away, and it was for a good thing. And others might not agree with that, but man, I'm just my point of view on it. If he was there, things may have been worse. You know what I mean? Could they have been better? Possibly. But for a person that ain't ready to change, man, hey, how is that conducive to raising me and my siblings, man?
Gotcha.
You know, and I don't really know how I know how my brother Terrence feel about it, but the rest of my siblings, I think we kind of on the same page, man. You wasn't around, but we turned out great, man. Look at the mom we had, man.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get no better than that when it comes to knowing our limitations, limits being set, and knowing the consequences of breaking those limits, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at this point, it's more for him. It's more like a friend relationship, other than being a father relationship. But I love him because, man, hey, you my father. It's that simple, man. I don't hold no grudges against him. If he called, I talked to him. Just like when I was down there, I touched base with him. I seen him because he was going through some health issues and whatnot. So of course I want to see how you doing, man. You know how you taking care of yourself and stuff like that. But like I said, I can't speak on my other siblings. That's just how I view it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which you have every right to have your opinion on a certain way, as long as it's not steered by anger, man. Because then
Yeah, no,
that changes the person you are. You know what I mean? Damon
and it's
Jacquari,
like
go ahead. Go ahead. Go on.
so how can you be when you're younger? Yeah, you're gonna be mad when you're younger. You're gonna feel a certain way too when you're younger until you start to realize that maybe this is for the better, man. How many people at a young age is gonna sit there and be like, okay, maybe this is for the better? So at half the time, they're looking at it like, man, you abandoned me, man. Where were you at?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had that feeling maybe once or twice, and then I knew what it was after that, man. The last time I had that feeling, me and my little brother Chance on the porch, bags
Mm-hmm.
packed, waiting to get picked up, didn't show. So after that moment, I knew it was like, you know what, man? Hey, he's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you too busy doing your thing and want to live your life. So that takes priority over taking care of your real responsibilities. And we all see how it turned out and how things are going. So I'm looking at it now like, dude, that was for the better, man. And the Most High was the only one to let me know that that was for the better. You can't be mad at him for being him because
Yeah.
that's what his nature was. So all love and respect. Hey, that's my old man.
That's real. Damon, you have anything to contribute to that?
Oh, no, because that's his experience, man. You know what I'm saying? And I
Now,
respect what he's saying.
I'm speaking more on your experience, because we already talked this over with Lawrence. Just give him,
Oh, my experience with his dad.
yeah,
Oh, for me, man. He was a supportive guy, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was in. He did a lot for me, man, in terms of my, standing up for myself and all of those different things. And me and him had this conversation, man. And he understands how I feel, in terms of how he was with his family and all that. But by the same token, I still let him know that, even though I feel this way, I can't deny what you did for me either. You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
it is what it is, and he understands that, and we don't belabor it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We don't belabor it. We don't get into it. He just because he disappointed me too, man. You know what I'm saying? Not on the level as his kids, but everybody has their expectation, man. How they think things should be or whatever. But like Lawrence said, man, at the end of the day, what happened? How did you turn out? Because as I sit here and I think now, I can think about at least 3 or 4 surrogates that Lawrence could have experienced in his life. You know what I'm saying? With that absence of his dad. You know what I'm saying? And I think not to speculate on it, but I think that played a part in what I'm saying, your growth and your maturity. Because what you just said was very mature. You know what I'm saying? Very
yeah, yeah.
in fact insightful, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that nucleus that we had growing up played a big part in it. Even though there was an absence there, if that makes sense.
Jaquari?
Yeah, I it's not like I had developed any particular opinion on it or not, man. One day he was there, and the next day he was gone. And I was so young at the time that I didn't really I didn't develop any kind of feeling either way. I just knew I had my cousins here, and that's just what it is. I love him to death. Love him to death. And I growing up in Ipsy, shit, shit, it just people just knowing who he was and his name or whatever to probably saved my life. Shit. But at the end of the day, you know, this is what it is. And it's just hard for me to to bring the words, man, to even have that conversation. It really is. Because I don't know the right questions to ask. Because I know already been over these questions 1,000 times in your head,
Yeah.
man. If you and you've traveled past your own personal crossroads when it comes to this situation, man. So I mean, you're on the other side of it, and
On the
I'm
other
just I'm
side.
I'm just grateful and happy, man, that you didn't fall victim to some of the some of the pitfalls, man, that happened to other youth in that situation, man. I mean, you
Right.
surpassed that.
Yeah.
You surpassed it, and I think with especially the industry that you work in, man. You surrogate father now, man. That's the training you had when you was growing up, because you didn't have your father around, to show you certain examples, but you learn those examples from other men, and now you teaching future men, you know, those same standards, man. So it's funny how the world comes full circle. That's why it's round. Everything comes the world is round because everything comes back around again. So
Oh
I
yeah.
definitely appreciate, man, the man that you are and everything, and the things that you've accomplished, and that relationship with your dad or whatever is was not a factor in it, man. It wasn't a factor in it. You knew who you wanted to be, and you became that person. Despite that,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Well, look, I'll be real quick. And basically, it was like this. Every time that I came home from college, this is when Lawrence, you guys had moved to the townhouses. Every time I came home from college, I came over to your house, spent a couple hours with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you was my family. Now, when your mom told me that he left, I was disappointed. I was more shocked than anything, but I was disappointed. And he made me choose, man, between you guys and him. And I'm not talking about going full towards him, but understanding what I'll give, I'm gonna give you everything I got because I cared about you guys mostly, right? And I'm gonna tell you, my brothers have a good relationship with your dad, but I had a great relationship with him because he saw me through little stuff that he recognized. You see what I'm saying? So when I
Right.
found out that he was going doing the things to you guys and this not being there, right? What it did to me, I grew up and I made my choice and I chose you guys. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes, man, people make choices and they do things and they don't think about it. They don't think because it's all about them. It's their selfishness. Their selfishness takes control of everything. You know what I mean? But I just want to say, from that point on, I don't get into a discussion with him about that because I repressed a lot of stuff, a lot of disappointment, and a lot of anger. Because, like I said, your mom and my Aunt Jeannie, that second moms to me and my brothers. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that anger, that anger right there, will come out. And your father don't deserve that because of his weakness. He don't deserve that. But I show him love when I see him, and I took the judgmental part of it the hell out of it. You know what I mean?
That's what let it go, man. It's like we hold on to stuff that just ain't worth holding on to, and the only person that's stressing out is you.
Yeah, yeah,
And I stress that to the young men and women that I deal with on a daily basis, man. It's like you angry. What you angry at, man? So we'll sit there and we'll point fingers at other people. And parent wise, yeah, you pointing the finger at a parent that wasn't there because they had other issues that they were dealing with. They weren't ready to be a parent. No, but now you using it as a crutch to go out there and do what you doing. It's like, man, I try to tell them, man, it's like the world will chew you up and spit you out and not give you a second thought
you're right.
with the behavior that y'all display from day to day, thinking that, oh, I'm seeing it on social media. Oh, it's a new TikTok craze. I'm gonna go out here and act the fool and no consequences to it. But
Yeah.
then when they realize that it is consequences to it, they looking for somebody to help them.
Oh yeah.
What can you really do? You give them advice. You plant a seed. Sometimes they listen. Sometimes they don't, man. You know. Then I tell younger staff, and I'm like, hey, man, what's the point of getting mad at him? It's like at the end of the day, you go home. Maybe they don't listen today. Maybe they don't listen tomorrow. They might not listen to you not one time while they place with us. But eventually, something you said to them is gonna click. They may not remember who said it or where they heard it, but it's gonna click. And like I tell them, in due time, man, it's like this is a job you get paid to do, man. You either enjoy it or you don't. You don't enjoy it, quit. If it's stressing you out, you scared of kids, you don't quit. It's because it's not for everybody, man. When you're dealing with people, you're dealing with other human beings, man. And a lot of times we get people that come into situations and they got that I'm in control. I got the power. You got to do what I tell you to do. And it's, man, I sit back and look. It's like, man, was I like that? Like when I first started, and it's like, man, I hope I wasn't like that, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, cause God forbid, man, I'm sitting there yelling at this kid like, oh, you gonna do this or I'm gonna make you. And it's like, dude, come on, man. It's like I can't recall nobody treating me that way. So why would I want to treat somebody else's child that way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, before we go on, I got to acknowledge a faux pas on my part. It's not Rochelle Tanner. It's his cousin Rachel. Rachel, what's going on, baby? How you
Yeah,
doing?
let's go, sis.
What's going on, cuz? Yeah,
We
I was
That's
looking for
baby
Scott in
girl
the
right
comments.
there.
cousin Damon's on here. Hey, Uncle
Yeah,
Charles' son, Floop and Jaquari. Javon is on here, man.
What's
for real?
going
What's
on?
going on, family? Hey, Javon, we're gonna have you on, man. You're gonna have. I'm getting in contact with you. I want to have you on soon because you have a
Wow.
great story, baby. Great story. You know, and Rachel, keep in mind because we need some women on here. You know what I'm saying? But let's lighten it up a little bit, man. But I wanted to touch on that early so everybody can understand where you're coming from, Lawrence. Let's talk about you going to Pioneer. Oh my God, man.
Ooh,
Mm,
ooh, ooh.
Oh
Them
my
purple
God.
people eaters on you, man. Yeah,
mm.
Pioneer. Wasn't expecting it.
Hey, look,
Moved to Ann Arbor. It was a total culture shock, man. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
hey, look. Let me tell you something. Y'all was monsters when you and the family was there. But yeah, we used to destroy y'all, man. We used to terrorize y'all, bro, on the football field and the basketball court.
Yeah, yeah. That was the past, bro. That was the past. That was your time.
That
It's a
man
whole
Javon
nother
broke in with
scenario.
football and basketball.
Hey, tell everybody, man, because I remember you telling me. I don't want to misquote you, but you told me what your vertical was and your 40 time. You remember that?
My four, my 40 time was a 4.35, and my vert was 42.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna share a little
So
story
Wow.
with you.
yeah,
We had came home right, and Lawrence knew maybe we just maybe freshmen or sophomores, and we went. I went to go visit, them at their house, and we was out on the court, and I went and spoke to him and his friend Henry. So they were talking, right? He said, Lawrence asked me, "Do you think I can? You think I can dunk?" Cuz I said, "Well, show me a little something," right? Lawrence look. First, he got under the rim, jumped up, yeah, and boom! I said, "Okay." The next thing I know, he took the one step. All I seen was his ass in the back of his thighs. I'm like, "Damn!" See, I was glad I ain't had no basketball sneakers on because I took that personal. I'm like, okay, now I gotta get him on there. But then, they worked out for me because I was too old. Too old.
Oh man,
Hey.
shit. You want to talk about some realization, boy. Me and Eric, man, stayed the night when I was living in Ann Arbor. We stayed the night over there, and for some ungodly reason, man, we went to the court. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just be out here and do it. It wasn't like that at all, man. It wasn't like that at all. First, I was like, I'm gonna have to play hard. So I'm gonna have to play hard, and I started playing hard, and then I started arguing with Eric. And then just started making excuses because there wasn't nothing we could do. It wasn't nothing we wasn't ready for it. I was like, man, this is ridiculous. It's time to go. I want to play 21 now. This team shit ain't working.
1-on-1.
Yeah,
Oh, every man for himself.
Well, here go my little story. When I saw him dunk and how fast he was, I was like, I ain't gonna play him, but if I do, I'm gonna body him up. I'm gonna foul him. I'm gonna hack him. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I got to do to make him think, damn, big bro, he ain't let me win. Yeah, cause I'm bodying your ass. You ain't dunking on me. Look here, I used to play Keith. Man, we going to 16. You got 15. Let's go. Beat me every time. What up?
It was no. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it wasn't that kind of game, man. You don't think I tried to do that?
Look here. I was gonna do him like Uncle Kenny did me. I was gonna lay on him, trip and fall, and grab him when we both gonna go to the ground.
Hey, that don't
I was
work,
gonna beat him up.
Look, neither one of them was there. Neither one of them was there.
Man, ain't
They
no way
wasn't
in
there.
hell. And then when I win, and then when I struggle to win, I was gonna say, "All right, man, we good, man. Maybe I'll play you in another 4 years or some shit like that."
Yeah.
But ain't no way in hell I was gonna let my little brother beat me, man. Hell no.
Oh yeah.
Look, wasn't nothing you can do. Wasn't nothing we did. Wasn't nothing we could do about it. That's
Yes,
just
it
what
was. Yes, it was. I wouldn't have low bridged him, but I'd have grabbed him and held him up in the air.
Magic Johnson and Dr. J.
I'd have held him up in the air like this time out. No, not today, man.
Hey man, look. Them some girls, man. Look, if you'd have if you'd have held him up in the air, you'd have had to catch him. I mean, shit. I mean, they was all over the place, man. For real.
But here's the thing I'm thinking about, man. Real talk in the line of sports, man. When you look at our family, man, as a whole, man, you talking about world-class athletes came out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? On our side of the family, you talk about world-class athletes, man. All of us is it, man. Everybody held that. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I was like, my 40 was like the high 4-4 joint. You know what I'm saying? Keith used to beat me in sprints at 6'8". You know what I'm saying? Spoke bench pressing 700 pounds. Squatting 700 pounds and shit in high school. I mean, I don't know. The genetics in our family, man, was crazy, man. Rodney, Jeff, everybody, man.
Yeah.
Everybody. It was just like a normal thing. But when you think about it, it was like on a high level.
That I remember at the family reunion we would have those races. Oh my God, man! And to watch y'all race, I'd be sitting there. It's like I couldn't wait when it was my turn. It was like I make sure I'm about to beat all y'all. I'm like, yeah, make sure I'm about to beat all y'all. So and I would sit there and I would watch everybody because it was always down and back, and y'all be floating down and you'll run clean past the line. So I'm like, yep, I know exactly what I'm about to do. These jokers ain't gonna be ready for this. So we get to the line. And I think it was Aunt Margie said, go. I take off. And I'm like, we neck and neck. Everybody go past the line. I'm slowing down. I drop. I touch the line. And I'm going back the other way. And everybody still. I'm like, it took y'all a while to turn back around to start heading back my way. And by that time, I was like, the race is over with. I was like, yeah, I've been waiting years for this to happen. I'm like, yep. That's all she wrote. Like, I'm not going to let y'all live this one down. I was like, mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but you know who the most competitive one, man, was Aunt Emma. Oh my God, boy.
Oh man.
playing horseshoes.
Yeah.
Softball,
Horseshoes,
everything,
softball.
man. Checkers,
Yeah.
chess. It didn't matter. You talking about that competitive edge, man? Was crazy.
Yeah, I remember playing horseshoes a lot, and she would be sitting there. I know how to play, and she explaining how you do it. Just as close as one. If you can get it around the ring, that's what you want to do. But I ain't seen nobody ever beat her playing that game, man. I sit there and watch this, like, man, she got some serious aim.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, then. You say you got three, man. 3 young children. Well, you got a 20.
Oh yeah.
Now, your upbringing. How did it affect you in raising your sons and your daughter?
Well, first off, my daughter ain't my blood. That's my stepdaughter.
Mm-hmm.
So she ain't from me. So she was the first. And at first it was hard, man. It's like, man, okay, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do this? And you know, as I went along, I learned that I couldn't treat her like I would treat a boy. You know, you got to be soft. You can't go around. Okay, I'm about to spank you, and she give you these eyes, and you're like, okay, that's not gonna work, because now I'm feeling bad. But with my boys, I wasn't really even hard on them. They got spanked when they needed to be spanked, but for the most part, they daddy's boys. They mama's boys too, but if they need anything, man, it is, hey dad, what's up? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'm either gonna say yes or no. It ain't no in between discussions for it, man. A lot of times I say yeah, you know, just because, you know, if I got it, I'm gonna do it. If I ain't got it, I'm gonna be like, hey, I can't help you with that, son. But if they want to know anything, I just let them know. I'm straight up with it. I don't really hold any punches, you know. Just like they were asking about the Orlando, I can't remember his last name, but the kid that got shot down in Minneapolis, first one that had the
That's good.
Castile. So my youngest is asking me. He looks at me and he just, hey dad, how come they don't like us? And I'm looking at him like, who don't like you? Like, what do you mean they don't like you? He's like, well, the police don't like us. And dude, how do you respond to that? It caught me off guard, man. I about broke down because I'm looking at it. It's like, how do I explain this to you without saying, you know, trying to bring the race thing into the situation? It's like, is he ready to hear what I really need to say about this situation? So I told him, I don't know, son. I'm still trying to figure that out. You know, people are gonna like you for who you are. They're gonna dislike you for who you are. It's like at the end of the day, all you need to know is your mom and I love you. Period. No matter what you do, you know you got somebody to come to, and I raise them that way. It's like, hey, you ain't gonna get away with just anything because we gonna find out, and there's gonna be a consequence behind it. But I like to think I'm kind of lenient, but not too crazy with it.
Gotcha.
And then with the whole working at the juvenile center, I know how my kids shouldn't act. So I'm looking at, hey man, if you ever do this, me and you gonna go toe to toe. Like if you acting the way some of these kids act, and I'm like, man, now they of that age where some of these kids are their peers, and I'm just like, woo, how am I
Yeah,
gonna react if my kid come home and tell me this, or somebody calls me and says my son is doing this or my daughter is doing this? It's like, how am I gonna react to that? It's like, am I gonna react the same way I would react like I'm at work, or am I gonna go off the deep end with it? So those thoughts, I play that in my head all the time, and I think that's what keeps me sane with how I discipline them. It's like you can't be too hard and you can't be too lenient. You got to be somewhere in the middle.
I got you. Ja'Quari, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's a very it was a very like thin line, man. You know, because raising a daughter around here and working, you know, relatively close to home, man. You know, I was always cognizant to the fact that at some point, you know, she's going to be interacting with the kids that I work with. You know, and again, living so close to my job or whatever, I can't hide. I mean, the majority of the people who I work with, you know, some of them live in, you know, like the outskirts of Woodbridge or even Maryland. So they don't stand a chance of running into these kids every day. I see these kids every day, man. Every day. You know, kids that I done had to wrestle, kids that's threatened my family, kids that, you know, some done some heinous things, man. You know, so I got into the philosophy early, man, that, you know, shit, I gotta I gotta raise my future neighbors. Probably these kids are, you know, they had a potential, you know, limitless potential because they're kids, you know, and one day they might be my next door neighbor, you know. So if I don't model the behavior right now, you know, or and give them a positive option, and then we gonna bump heads. And it's a different Mr. Armstrong on the street than it is, you know, at work. So it would benefit us both for you to at least, you know, yeah, for you to at least know how to conduct yourself around an authority figure that's being respectful to you. You know.
You ever run into ex clients that are adults now?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, I had dudes, you know, especially around here, man. It's a high Spanish population or whatever, man. You know, I run into dudes who ain't speak a lick of English, you know, when they came, you know, and I sit down and we read, you know, and they ain't had no time for it. But then I see them in the food line or something like that, and they bringing their kids up, they bringing their wife or their girl up, you know, and they ask me about other people who, you know, work at the facility or whatever, man. You know, I realized early about that, man. You know, when somebody when a dude does that, that's respect, man. You know, we raising these kids, man. We raising
Right?
these kids, you know.
Yeah.
So you can
I
if your goal is to be somebody's savior, you in the wrong business, bro. Because you know
exactly.
our wins don't get tallied like that. You
I
know,
just ran
that's
into
not
an
how.
ex client yesterday, and I didn't remember who he was. He may look like a stranger because he's grown now. And he comes
Mm-hmm.
up, hey, Mr. Reid, you remember me? I'm looking at him like, no, am I supposed to? Like, no, man,
Mm-hmm.
you helped me out. Remember, I was in the secure unit for a year. I'm looking at him like, man, I didn't help you at all, man. If I said something to you that you remember, hey, man, that's on you. You remembered it. I have nothing to do with how you turned out if you being successful. Don't try to give me no credit for how you turned out, man. You decided to change on your own. I was like, that's one thing that I do not do is give another man credit for the success I done had in my life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you bust your butt. Y'all plant seeds. That's all we do is plant seeds. We ain't there because then if you want to give credit, you want me to be like, oh, I did that. I did. Nah, man, I don't look at it like that. I'm gonna treat you like a human being, or I'm gonna treat you how you treat me. Those are the two options. That first option is just out of respect together as you being a man or a woman that I would want somebody to do to me. So I'm gonna give it first. I'm gonna give you
Mm-hmm.
respect and I'm gonna treat you how you should be treated until you show me otherwise. And once that's the case, then it's like, okay, man, I'm gonna either deal with you or I'm not. At the end of the day with these kids, I always tell them, I go home, man. I go home at the end of the day. I don't have to sit there and be dwelling on, oh, you called me out my name, you done dropped the N bomb on me. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I know you working out of emotions. Who am
Okay,
I if I let your emotions affect me?
gotcha.
The scariest thing about that situation, man, is it always feels good when they come up and tell you how do you change their life for the positive, man. But what about that one that's going to that's going to come up and say, "Fuck you, strong." You did this. Just like I accept the positive. I gotta accept the negative too. So I follow the same blueprint, Lawrence. I really don't. If you change, oh, okay. I'm glad you was able to take something from what I said to help you along the way, but don't give me no credit for it, bro. Because like I
Right,
said, man, if you fell flat on your face, then from your way of thinking, I would be responsible for that too. And I'm like, you know, my failures it's already hard enough for me to accept my own failures. I can't shit. I can't load up on yours too.
Before we go, hey Damon, try to chime in on this situation here, if you don't mind.
Um, as far as working with kids, man, I just kept it real with them. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? A kid come up to me and ask me, "Hey, Mr. Armstrong, did you used to slang dope when you was young?" I said, "Yeah, but I sucked at it." And obviously you do. You do too, cause you here. You know what I'm saying? So what you learn, man? I suck at it too. I said, so then don't do it, dog. Or you gonna wind up in a place like this, man. You know what I'm saying? I just learned before I got locked up. You know? I don't sit back, man. What I do, man, is I just tell them the truth. Dude, hey young brother, this is gonna happen to you, man, if you continue doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And the system is basically set up for it to happen to you. You provide jobs and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So, are you gonna take that shit personal, or are you gonna figure out how to maneuver through this world, man, without doing dumb shit? If you do dumb shit, you're gonna be locked up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you know people who has been locked up most of their damn life. You know what I'm saying? Come out and don't know what the hell to do with their life. You know what I'm saying? There's an option for you. You got to figure out. I can't tell you what your option is because we are individuals and we different. But at least give yourself an opportunity to figure out what it is that you want to do. Hell, that might happen 3, 4, 5 times. But at least give yourself that opportunity. As far as, my kids are concerned, I wasn't that guy, man, who, first, like I said, first of all, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Dad, did you smoke weed? Yeah, I smoke weed. You see what I'm saying? What was you sit up here and berate them because if they try to, or if they decide to experiment in smoking weed, what I did, you know what I'm saying? Now, if it's a problem, then that's something different. We approach it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Dad, did you hang out past 3 o'clock in the morning? What I'm gonna do? Lie? No, man, I didn't do that. Hey, Dad, did you stay the night at Mom's house before y'all was married? Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna lie about that shit. It happened. You understand what I'm saying? But it's about them understanding themselves and being responsible for themselves and understanding what they want to put out in the world. You know what I'm saying? Which is their best, putting their best foot forward. People, hey man, everybody stumble. Everybody stumble. You know what I'm saying? We just can't get in the habit of saying, that's the law's cause because you stumbled. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You can't give up on human life, man. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually, a motherfucker get it. And then what do you say? That they shit wasted? That there's no use for them? Oh, man. You just,
Okay.
most people that you help, man, is the people that you don't know. If you want to know the truth about it, the people that you are being an example for, those are the ones that's paying attention to you because they want your life. They see what you're doing, and they want your life, and you'll never meet them.
My take on it is this. I look at life logically, even though you can't, because really we drive off emotion and other people's emotion, our own emotions, and different actions that happen to us. That's what drives us every day, right? But what I try to do, I try to go back to my logic before I act. So I was in law enforcement for 30 years, man, right? And I understood that I was there to do my job, right? That's it. I wasn't there to save the world because the world has too many components for it to be saved. What you can do is take your little corner and do the best you can. So when it came to raising my sons, I take it out of John Armstrong's book. I told them the truth. You know what I'm saying? I did not bombard them with the heavy truth. But I was like, yo, this is why this is this way. And this is why I think that he thought that way, right? Like with your son, Lawrence, when he asked, why do they hate us? Really and truly, because I've been around it, it's because they were taught to fear us. So you understand, and this is a little thing I'm going to say because I don't like really getting into it because you really have to think about it in common sense. These guys, Orlando Castile, that guy, for some reason, felt terror. He felt terror, even though he's not listening to what this man is saying to him. Hey, I got my concealed permit in the back. He started reaching in the back. Now, instead of shooting him, back away from the fucking car. Because you had no reason to shoot him at that time. You do the right thing. Of course, they say, he had every right because he feared for his life. Fear for your life, back up to your vehicle. Get on that radio. You understand? But terror, now this is my opinion. Terror has you to do the things that you've been told to in the academy. I went through the academy in 1997, 98, right? I went through two of them. And each one in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and one in Raleigh, North Carolina. And each one said the same exact thing. If you feel that you are in danger, you have the right to use deadly force. Now, you back away. Back away because you got room to back away. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, let me just say this, because I ain't going to get too deep in it, but let me just say this. When you go through it one time and nobody gets hurt, you do it better the next time. That's the drawback on our job. Because in a lot of situations, there is no second chance. You feel fear, the strongest of us all feel fear every day when we put the uniform on. Right? If you don't feel fear in the thing that Jaquari and Lawrence did and what you used to do, Damon, there's something wrong with you. Kids is kids, yes, but guess what? I was 13 years, I was school resource officer in the high school. And the high school that I went to was the hottest gang-related high school in the whole county, right? But I was on patrol before I went into high school, and I patrolled many of those kids' homes. I was in their homes, right? So they had an idea how I would handle things. So The fear was there, but the terror was not. Because when you feel terror, your body does and don't do, it don't listen to you at all. So they're pumping your head, this particular area, you know, think about it. You see in the movies, they say it in on patrol and different places. That's the jungle. How the fuck you gonna call an American city the jungle? When, and this is my number, when at least 97% of those people go to work every day and come home to their family every day. But you got maybe 1 to 2 streets where nobody got no business being going down. But what did they identify in our community as? Those 1 to 2 streets, those 2 to 3% people. Now, am I saying, oh, these people, you know, don't judge us by them? No, what I'm saying to you is this: don't you judge yourself by that 2%. I went on my rant. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Because
Man, you know, here was the thing, man. That when you get to a certain,
hold on. You got your 5 minutes coming up, man. So we get ready to close this off. Everybody is gonna. I already said mine. So Jaquari and Lawrence, we're gonna give you a couple minutes to talk about the episode or whatever's on your mind, and then we're gonna go to Damon's 5 minutes at the end of the episode. We'll start with you, Lawrence.
Man, the episode was good, man. I was glad to be on. Glad y'all invited me, man. It was good to touch base with my bros and hear some of the stories that, you know, back in the day growing up, dealing with each other and whatnot, man. I love you guys, man. And it was good to be on here with you.
love you too, man.
Love you too,
Me too, bro.
Jaquari.
Just piggybacking off of a statement you made earlier, Lawrence, about, you know, how you don't really communicate with your siblings as much as you believe you should, man. You know, this whole venture, man, is for me it's been an amazing, you know, resource for connection, man. It really has been, because, you know, since we've been doing this podcast, man, I've been talking to these dudes 2-3 times a week, and it's not always about the podcast stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's really reignited something that I haven't forgotten it, but, you know, I really haven't been in this mindset as much as I have, like, over the last 10 years. You know, me and my brothers, we see each other sporadically, but, like, just like I said about you, man, you know, when I see them, the distance melts away, man. You know, and having these opportunities, man, to have conversations, because that's what these are. They're just conversations. They're not debates. They're not, you know, they're not controversial situations or whatever. But having these opportunities, man, you know, it's just reinforced everything that I felt, you know, for my brothers. You know, and, you know, now that you had your first venture, man, you know, it's one of our things, man. You know, all our guests are recurring. You know, so I have no doubt, man, that I'm gonna be seeing you in the upcoming, you know, time, man, and get used to seeing your face again and everything, man, and just the next time we be in person, man, you know, it just flowing like it usually does, man. But I welcome you, brother.
Welcome, bro. All right,
Thank you.
Before I give it the flute, what do we want to call this segment again? Let's put it on live. What name did you call it?
Speak on the strong.
Yeah.
Speak on it strong.
Yeah,
We are at
Speak
this
on the
moment
strong.
of the podcast is Speak on it strong, and Damon Armstrong is on you, brother.
Well, first of all, I wanted to say about the podcast. Hey, Lawrence, man, it's always good to see you, man. And it's like I saw you yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Love you, little brother. You know what I'm saying? Stay strong. Keep doing what you do. But what I wanted to talk about, man, I was watching the news and I was trying to come up with an idea or something that was meaningful to me. So I started watching the news and current events and all this stuff, and I got disillusioned a little bit, man. And I was like, man, it's a whole lot out there, man, that doesn't represent me. You know what I'm saying? But where I'm at, you know, beside all, you know, the political affiliation and whatever. So something hit me. Something that I thought about, man, maybe about 5-6 years ago, that I always wanted to talk about, but never had the opportunity to. And here's what I came up with, man. I looked up the Union flag, man, the Union Civil War flag, right? And during that flag that those Union soldiers fought under, it was 34 stars. Today's flag is 50 stars, right? So when I saw that, the first thing I thought about was the straw man arguments these Republicans and Donald Trump and all these clowns put up, right? And here's the one thing that I never heard, man, during the whole Colin Kaepernick kneeling down situation, right? They said he was disrespecting the flag. Every time he kneeled, he was disrespecting the people that fought for this country and the flag and all that stuff, right? Like I mentioned previously, the Union Civil War flag was 34 stars on that flag during the Civil War, and that's what the banner they fought under, right? Today is 50. $642,427 Union soldiers died under that flag, and that flag that they died under is a variation of what we are flying today. So when Colin Kaepernick kneeled and they said he was disrespecting that flag, he wasn't. You know what he was representing? 642,427 Union soldiers who died under the same fucking flag that they flying now. You understand what I'm saying? That they're flying now. Y'all follow me so far? Oh, yeah. So this man got whiteballed out of the NFL because he was disrespecting the flag, because this clown ass so-called president we had said, oh, this and that, and kick him out and this and that because he's disrespecting our the people that fought for this country and all that shit. No, he represented 642,427 that did fight for this country, for the freedom of the shit that he was kneeling for. You feel what I'm saying? Brutality. Cops, black men, innocent black men getting gunned down in the streets by police officers and the whole 9 yards. That's what he kneeled for. That's what those 642,427 Union soldiers died for. So when he kneeled for the flag that is flying today, but with extra stars, you understand what I'm saying? He was representing soldiers who fought for this country and the flag. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to lay that out, and I wanted to say it because it was something that was in my heart, and I listened to clowns talk about this shit all the time. Man, he disrespecting the flag. No, he didn't. He represented the fucking flag. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? So I hope people, when they start talking that dumb shit, they come to they do their research and come to the understanding that the same flag with less stars on it, but the same flag that's flying today, he kneeled for civil rights and all that stuff, was the same flag that they flew when those 642,000 Union soldiers died for. So I don't want to hear no more bullshit about him disrespecting the flag. He represented that shit. And that's all I got to say.
I like that, man.
Speak on it strong.
Yes, sir. Speak on it strong. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, this is season 2. This is the first episode of season 2, Strong Perspective Podcast. I meant to say that earlier, but I was so excited that I muffed it. But my thing is, I hope you guys are looking forward to we having more of our guests. That's the best part of it. The best part of it is it's organic. We're going live, so everybody's aware of what they're saying, and when somebody speak on it, is actual sincerity. So go to our channel, folks. Go subscribe and like our videos. We got plenty of content that you definitely would enjoy. And guys, stay on after. So this is the Strong Podcast. I'm Keith Armstrong. I'm out, guys.
Peace.
I'm Ja'Quari Armstrong. Yo, hey, send me your notes. If you got notes for me, send them. I'm trying to blow up. Send me your notes.
Yes, indeedy.